around.
Greetings, greetings, family. We are live. Thank you so much for joining us. Can I ask everybody in the room to kindly put their device on mute? Brother Julius, please put your device on mute. If everyone could put their device on mute.
Know your family. And he look at me and say, Nana, and he smile.
Okay, Galaxy Tab, welcome. Please put yourself on mute. Let me try and mute him. Okay, fantastic. So today is a very special day. I want to thank everybody for joining us. My name is Sister Shanice, making a platform available for today's very important event. I want to thank the organizer, our brother Jean Clebert from Mundo Haiti, who you will be hearing from very shortly. Today's event is the Alliance People's Liberation Conference event, and Mundo Haiti, which is a Haitian structure fighting for the rights and for the total liberation of us as a people all over the world, are leading on today's event. And they're particularly fighting for the liberation of Haiti. And for those of us who are mindful of the history of Haiti will know only too well why we really need to get behind and support this fight for the total independence of Haiti. We are absolutely delighted to be able to welcome the guests who we have in the house today. We have a number of guest speakers. We've got our brother Elder Lundy, brother Tony Harris, we've got our brother Tony Brown, we've got Dr. Abu, we've got our brother Ziziwe, and of course, we have our keynote organizer as well, our brother Jean Clebert. So really excited about today's event because it actually is on the anniversary, the 107th anniversary of the Disot-Rdience of CHARLEMAGE PERALTE. And I know I've messed that up, but you're going to hear the correct pronunciation this evening. It's the anniversary, Tuesday, the 30th of August, the 107th anniversary to the American occupation of Haiti. And so that is a significant day that we are remembering today as Pan-Africanists, as leaders, as organizers, as people who are concerned about the liberation of our people all over the planet. So we want to thank you so much for joining us for this historical event. Let me at this moment in time hand over to our brother Jean Clebert for some opening remarks. Please take yourself off mute, my brother Clebert.
Greetings, everyone. Thanking you all to be here. Today is an historical day, but this month is an historical month for Haiti. This is August 14. Dottie Bookman start the ceremony of the revolution in this land where I am now. This part of land they call Haiti. And this month is an historical month. This is where Toussaint Louverture take Mole Saint-Nicolas when we beat the British. I'm sure they don't talk about that in the book. The Western won't talk about that. We beat the General Maitland and we took the land from them. This is the month when we beat the British people to take them out of this land. And this day of August 30 is the 107th anniversary when Charlemagne Perralte started the revolution, the disobedience against the US occupation in Haiti. This is an historical day, this is an historical month, and I'm happy that all of you can be here to let our sisters and brothers around the world know what is the importance of the liberation of Haiti, because the liberation of Haiti means the liberation of all the rest of the Black people in the world. This is so true. The imperialism knows it, and this is why they are doing their best to keep Haiti at the level that they have it right now. because they need to use Haiti as a bad example of revolution, as a bad example as Black people don't have to be free. And this is the importance that we as Black people, we need to know now. All of us, we are fighting at some level, but it's important to always come back together to help Haiti complete the independence, because Haiti is the example. We need to let this independence be complete, because it's not for it's for a reason. American people, they have the fourth embassy, the largest fourth embassy of United States in Haiti. They have a place, they are stealing the goods, they are stealing our iridium. I hope all of you know about what is iridium.
We do.
1 ton of $50.
Okay, we are having some slight technicals there at the moment. Our brother has frozen. We will bring him
US
straight
dollars.
back to you. Brother Sean, you froze for a little while there. You were talking about the iridium, that
Yes.
precious metal that's being stolen on a daily basis from Haiti. Let me allow you to continue from there, my brother.
Yes. The iridium, Haiti is the second largest reserve of iridium in the whole world. And 1 ton of iridium worth between 45 to 55 billion of US dollars. That means US people need the iridium. They are investing in gang, they are giving money, they are financing gang here to break the country, to let us down. It's just a way to say Haiti is down, we're gonna help them, but it's not because they are helping us, but it's because they want to steal it. And this is what is going on. And you people, Black people all over the world, need to know that and to come together and fight with us, because we are resisting for too long right now, but we are by ourselves, because no one knows what is going on within Haiti, because the imperialist media are not telling the truth. You know, they always show Haiti as the poorest country of the Western Hemisphere, which is a lie. And with the US occupation in 1915, the US troops, they went to the gold reserve back in Haiti. They steal our last gold, and no one is saying nothing. You understand? Yes. No one is saying nothing. That's been today. We can't let the history repeat with them. We are fighting. They are killing us. They are killing us. When I say they are killing us, I'm saying literally. They are killing us. Every day we are losing people. Me personally, and it's on the news, I lost 3 members of my family 1 week ago. They killed them and they have burned their body for no reason. Just to show our fight, just to make us want the country. And we are the last resistant in Haiti. We are the last one that are not corrupted. Our politicians, you know, they are done with them. They are corrupted. This is now, they finance the murdering, the assassination of Jovenel Moïse, who was our last president. Until now, they can't elect any other one, because now we are on the street. We are opening the eyes of the people. And it's not easy for them now to do what they used to do, to make it, we are not making it easy for them. But this is why they are killing us. When I say killing, I want you people to understand, it's killing. That's when every day we're losing a member, every day for no reason. For no reason. This is the actual situation now. This is now, I say, this conference is very important for the Black community to understand. come together with Haiti doesn't mean come together with one people or one nation. Is the real revolution, the liberation of African people, is started with Haiti. And if any African of the world need to lead the revolution, we need to connect in Haiti, and we need to take Haiti out what it is right now. Because they know it. They cannot be more clever than us. They know Haiti is very important. This is why they are here. Right now, I'm talking to you. We have a collaboration that's called Core Group. I know brothers will know about it. Core Group is all, this is a shame, all the imperialism, United States, Canada, France, Spain, a lot of more countries, they make an institution. They are the one that putting president in Haiti. They are the one showing out. They are the ones stealing our gold, stealing our iridium at the moment we are talking. They have their own gang in Haiti. That's meant to oppress the people. You can even make any protest. You understand? At every protest, you have 10 or 14, 10, between 10 and 20 people dead, between 100 and 200 in jail for no reason. For no reason. We are the last resistance. And we need you as Black people to stand with us to continue the fight. Because right now, I hope we have Brother Elder with me. He is the general coordinator of the syndicate of the Police National. We have created a syndicate. It was not easy. It was not easy to have a part of the police education that say, we won't let the Haitian police be an instrument of the United Embassy. They have killed them too. And today now, our border is no more part of the police because the United States didn't want the police to have a syndicate. So every time we have to protest, there is a coup of the police. They pay them to shoot us, to kill us. And now we say, no, we sit down with some people in the police and let them know we are the border. We are border. We are sisters. We are fathers. That means what we are fighting for is for them too. It's for Haitian, the total liberation of us. And the few of us that accepted to collaborate, they are losing their job. They have been killing. They have been persecuted as us. This is where we are. This is at this level we are on the fight. And today, we are having our own farm to feed our people. Today, we are having our own school. We are having our own structure that they are trying to destroy. We need you to be on our back and to keep continuing the fight because we are having results. And this is one of the reasons of the conference today, my sister.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for those opening remarks, my brother. We hear, of the awful situation that you've spoken of that's happening right now in Haiti. We stand with you and we stand with all of our brothers and sisters in Haiti. We are only too aware of the history of Toussaint Louverture, Des Elise, Bookman Dutty. We know the voodoo significance of Haiti, the power of Haiti. So we know why you're being targeted down there, my brother. But we're so proud of the brothers and sisters who are there fighting and who are there resisting and who are there protesting, knowing, that they could actually be a victim of death, from the brutal response that is being meted out against those protesting for a better future. I'm not going to speak too long because I'm going to move out of the way so that we can now hear from, we will come back to you, my brother Sean, as well. But right now, let's go over to our brother Tony Harris, who has come to speak to us today. Tony Bowen. Our brother Tony Bowen is from Jamaica Choice Foods, President and AMPM. Is our brother Tony in the house still?
Yeah, I'm here.
Wonderful. My brother, if we can go over to you to hear from you just right now.
So Thank you for allowing me to participate in this conference. I come to you from more of a business aspect of our diaspora, and specifically about food and the types of food and nutrition that we put in our bodies. I'm the president and CEO of Jamaica Choice Foods. We make a brand of frozen food. It's the first of its kind in the United States. And we have a line of 4 products. This is what our product looks like.
Let me put you on full screen so that we can see that very clearly, my brother. Okay. Oh, tell us about it. Please tell us about it.
So as I mentioned, it's the frozen food space for a long time has not had this kind of cuisine represented.
Mm-hmm.
Cuisine is trending all over the world right now. You know, jerk chicken was something that was at the forefront of our cuisine for a long time. And people and big American companies have co-opted, you know, the food and tried to make it their own, but it belongs to us.
Mm-hmm.
We don't specifically make jerk chicken. We have curry goat, curry chicken, oxtail stew, and brown stew chicken.
Mm-hmm.
What's different about what we do is that as a people, we don't have the best nutrition offered to us by the large companies. We get a lot of food forced down our throat that's not healthy. Our people suffer from a lot of diabetes and hypertension, and the food that's in our communities does not address these specific ailments. So we decided about a year ago to get into the frozen food space because it was, as an industry, it's a $4.3 billion industry, and our food is not represented other than what you go in the supermarkets and you'll see some Jamaican beef patties here and there. That's about it.
Mm-hmm.
So we decided that we wanted to get into the business and we'd approach it from a healthier standpoint. When we started, we took food that was made at more bigger established restaurants. And one of the things that you have to do as a food company is provide nutritional content for your customers. So we sent the food off to a lab in California so that we could determine the nutritional value of our food. And I can report that our oxtail, for instance, the restaurants that we sampled, their oxtail had a calorie content of 1,600 calories. Ours, I don't know if you can tell, well, it's better here. Ours is 430 calories.
Wow. Wow, more than,
That's a huge
yeah,
difference.
yeah.
Also, we were lower in um, sugar and salt content,
Mhm.
which, directly affects hypertension and
Mm.
um, people with diabetic conditions. We use parboiled rice because it has less starch in the rice, and um, it helps people who are diabetic to have a meal that is less um, detrimental to their health and well-being. We we don't use MSG in our food.
Mhm.
MSG is something that you will find very prevalent in Chinese food. It can be a taste enhancer. However, it's not a good ingredient to consume. We found that a lot of larger um, food companies will upfront ask you as a vendor if MSG is included in your product, and if you answer in the positive, they will exclude you from being a supplier. So there's no MSG in our food. There is no sugar in our food. Um, we make oxtail is our biggest seller. I'm not sure how many of you enjoy oxtails in the forum, but it has emerged as our biggest seller of any of the products that we make. And in the 1990s, people started using something called browning. Uh, do any of you know what that is?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
It's mostly used in baking, to give you that dark color,
Coloring. Mm-hmm.
cakes and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
We started using it in savory foods to give it color um, um, for the oxtail, and it's really pure sugar.
Mm-hmm.
All it is.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't use any of that. I must tell you, our food, the recipes that we use are my mother's recipes. I learned to cook at the tender age of 7. My mother was my teacher, and the food that I grew up on is now what I'm sharing with the world. It's um, very tasty. If I may say so myself, it's has a homemade flavor to it.
Yes, we can see that there.
Homemade taste.
Mhm.
And we are USDA inspected. Um, we produce the food in a place in Long Island called Lynbrook. And when I started the company, um, we sold our first product last year on September 15th. We were in about 10 supermarkets. And I had a partner at the time. She has subsequently, she had a heart condition and she passed 30 days after we started.
Wow, sorry to hear that.
So I wasn't sure what was going to happen with the company because you start on such a big venture such as this, you want to make sure that all the pieces of the puzzle are still intact.
Mhm.
Anyway, once I was able to regroup,
Yeah, 2 minutes more, please, Tony. 2 minutes.
sure, I was able to continue with the product line, and I'm happy to report that we are now in 143 supermarkets,
Brilliant.
5 states, and in Bermuda, and we're looking to expand to places like Haiti and to Africa and places like that, because we want, to keep the dollars in our community, our
Absolutely.
economic power, and we want to make sure that the food that we consume is wholesome and nutritious at the same time. Thank you for your time, and I'll give the floor up to the next speaker.
Thank you, Tony. And it's good to hear, about African Black businesses that are focusing on our food and providing for us as a people, because we certainly do need to provide for ourselves. And I'm sure, Sean has invited you here to speak today because, you are a supporter of his organization and the works that he's doing, and wanted to give you the opportunity to share with us and to share with the world, about your product. So today's focus, family, is the International All African People's Liberation Conference. It's about Haiti, it's about the whole of Africa. And as our brother said, our health and our nutrition is a very important part of the struggle, because without good health, then obviously we're not going to be in a position to stand up and to fight and to support our brothers and sisters. Everyone, please turn on mute. Please mute yourself. Okay, let me find out who that is. Kelvin. Okay, right. Sounded like he's listening to our brother Andrew Muhammad there in the background. Okay. So thank you so much, Tony. The fight goes on, the struggle goes on, but obviously we need to be healthy in the process as well. I look forward to seeing your products in the UK supermarket shelves as well. Thank you. Right, let's go over to the next speaker that our brother Sean has lined up for us today. He is our brother Tony Harris. Is our brother Tony Harris in the house? If you are, please take yourself off mute. Let me just check to see if I've had a message to the contrary. Tony Harrison, founding member of the 100 Black Men of London. Are you in the house?
I am here.
Oh, wow, wonderful, wonderful. Over to you, my brother Tony.
Thank you very much. And
welcome you.
Thank you to Sean for inviting me to be part of this conference today. I thank everybody who's on this program, for being here. I have to state, I am not a Pan-Africanist in terms of my title, but I am a Black man, I'm an African, and I believe and I support everything that empowers us as Black people. So with that said, who am I? My name is Tony Harrison. I am one of the founding members of the 100 Black Men of London chapter. The 100 Black Men as an organization, which started in 1963 in New York, has now a global presence which supports the Black community in areas of mentoring our young people, education, economic development, and health and well-being. Because without these things, I'm sure we can all agree and understand that we cannot be as effective in our lives as we need to be. But why does something like the 100 have to exist? Why do these things not happen naturally within our circles? And that's a great question, because that question leads to why we're even having this conversation about why we need to support Haiti. Why isn't it just done? Yeah. And we have to be reflective and think about these things. What is it that has made us as Black people so unaware, or let me be more frank, so disinterested, yeah, in the well-being of our Black brothers and sisters throughout the world? And I think, without sounding in any way negative, I think we all know the simple answer. The simple answer is Westernization. Westernization has a completely different intention from what we as Africans were born to have. Now, that's not to say that what they're doing is wrong, but what I'm saying is the way they do what they're doing isn't in our own best interest. And whilst it's not in our best interest, you then cannot look for the solutions for our problems to come from people who are actually on a different tangent, trigonometry from where we are. And so for me, as a person who works within the community, yes, I am one of the founding members of a very wonderful organization that works tirelessly to help young people and to help families do better for themselves in life. But I also have my own business, which is called QK Consultancy, which is a coaching, mentoring, and personal development training company. So my whole objective, whatever I'm doing and whoever it is to make people's tomorrows better than their yesterdays. And as I sit here and I listen to Brother Sean speak, and I listen to the history, read up about the history of Haiti, the African struggle, lots of questions come to my mind. Right? One of the things which was put to me was to answer the question, Africans globally must unite to support Haiti out of the westernized lie that Haiti is a poor country. Now, this is true, it's a fact, but the question is, how do we make Haiti great again? How do we do that? Because it's a great initiative to talk about, but for something like that to happen, right, there has to be a strategy, there has to be a plan. And the first thing which came to my mind when I thought about Haiti being great again, because let's remember, we're not making it great, we're making it great again. The history of Haiti denotes that this is a powerful nation. The history of Africa denotes that we are a powerful people. But we just happen to be living in a time frame where our power has been stolen. And in some cases, let's be honest, given away. Yeah. But how do we get back? And for me, the thing that came back to me was, for us to be great again, we have to have pride, right? We have to have pride in ourselves. We have to have pride in our people. We have to have pride in our history. But how can you have pride in something that you don't know about? The people who will come onto this broadcast are probably people who already know what we're talking about. The question is, how do we get that message out to people who don't know, right? We are spread throughout the diaspora. We're in Europe, we're in South America, we're in the Caribbean, we're in Eastern Europe, we're all over the place, we're in Asia. How do we make certain that the message of being proud of being an African, right, is heard and it's understood? And we have to start looking at this. We have sometimes, I believe, some rather old and antiquated methods of passing our information through. And we need to understand that we live in a digital age. We live in a communication age. We need to ensure that the message is attractive, because people don't want things which are not attracted to. And if I take that from the perspective of, like, we are elders, we are the elders, we have done a journey and we continue to do our journey, but we need to pass this baton on to the young people who need to pick it up. Yeah. But how do we make that journey attractive to them? How do we make them understand that this isn't something that used to happen? This is something which is happening now, and you must be an active part of it. We have to use the tools which are around us. We have to invest in education. And when I speak about education, I'm not talking about Western indoctrination. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about social and historical reminders of who we are. Yeah. And why who we are is important in relation to who we will become and who we must become. It needs to be contextual. It needs to be done in a way that makes it feel like it's in touch with the 21st century. And when I speak about that, I speak about social media. I speak about digital connections. You know, we have things like TikTok, we have things like Snap, we have things like Instagram, right? Where people overnight, said by the right person in the right tone, right, have hundreds of thousands of people just sitting on their every word. Now, why don't we have this in terms of our journey, right, into making Haiti great again, making Africa great again? I am not for 1 second suggesting that it doesn't happen in pockets, because I know it does. And I heard your sister Shanice mention our brother Andrew Mohammed, right, who does a fantastic job, right, of getting the word out there. This is one man. And even if there's 10 of him, even if there's 100 of him, even if there's 1,000 of him, it's not enough. We all have a personal responsibility, right, to move away from the old ways. Yes, I know historically that like we are griots and we sit down and we spread the word, right? But that was the tool that was used in that time because that's the technology which we had. We're now in a different time, and to keep our young people wanting to be African and not wanting to be westernized, we need to show them that there is a pride, right? There is a value in being an African, in looking at the history of our nations which have been beaten, right? So I'm encouraging us all, right, to look at different ways of being able to spread our message, right? Let's find the Black influencers who will speak on our behalf, who speak to the majorities, right? Who can make certain that through a word, through a video, things can happen. Haiti, I don't know what the infrastructure is in Haiti and whether or not technology works as well as it does in the UK or as it does in America. But if it doesn't, not all of us are in Haiti. We have a job that we can do. How do we support from outside of Haiti the work that needs to be done in Haiti? And it's not all just about giving money. We sometimes think that like, okay, fine, send a little money, we clear our conscience. No, it's not that. It's more about the way in which we allow ourselves to understand the importance of what we're doing. And we give our time, we give our knowledge, right? We give our spiritual support, whatever it is it takes, but we need to communicate effectively to find out what that pattern looks like. We need leadership. We need people who will stand in the gap, and they're not afraid to take the beating, because the beating, right, is purely a sign that we're making progress. Right? There's a saying, I'm sure you all know it. Everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. I say it again. Everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. Quite simply put, everybody wants the good result, but nobody wants the pain of the journey. And it's important that we understand that this journey which we're in, there are people who have better tools than us. America has better tools than us because they took our tools. Look, they're taking the iridium, right, and they're building their whole infrastructure, their whole world, leaving us with nothing, right? I'm sure, Tony, you're in the food industry in Jamaica. You've seen, right, the products of Jamaica exported, right, and then Jamaicans having to buy back their own products as imports, right, at ridiculous prices, so that the West can actually reap the profits. These things are not right, but we need leadership and we need a strategy, right, that stops these things from continuously happening, right? And I'm so glad to be here today to listen to the words and the voices of others, right? My skills are in organization, my skills are in empowerment, right? And if it is to empower people, to enable people to understand the work that needs to be done, then let me do my little bit. Let me do my little bit to help the bigger picture, because lots of small pebbles make create a complete beach of beautiful sand. And that is what we're here to do, right? I look at the importance of the family, right? And how culturally the Black family has been destroyed. It's been destroyed. It's like They've taken out the root. They disempowered the men, right? Our black women, right, in many cases, right, are looking outside of their race, right, for their partners, because they say that, like, oh, there's no good black men left. These things aren't true, right? But in the myth, what happens is we get weaker and we get weaker, and in getting weaker, it makes the opposition stronger. And this cannot be allowed to happen. We need to recognize these things, understand these things exist, and not be scared of them, but have a strategy to come back against them. Because if we have no strategy, we have no ability, right, to make any form of change whatsoever. We need to not isolate ourselves and become outdated. We need to think big. I think about some of the things which people are really excited about. And let me use an example, which I'm sure everybody understands. So the film, The Black Panther, came out a few years ago. And now they're working on Black Panther 2, which I believe will come out not too long from now. That became the best-selling film out of Marvel. If it's the best-selling film out of Marvel, that means that there are millions of people all around the world who are watching it and watching that message. That is a significantly specific black message. Okay, that was Hollywood money behind it. But why are we not looking? If we see that as a template, that black people want something that they can aspire to and be like, why are we not telling the story of Haiti through film? Why are we not doing it? Why are we not finding investors from our black community for us to come together and to build these stories, show the pride of Toussaint L'Ouverture can be had with our 6-year-olds and 7-year-olds, right? Just the same as they are running around their Black Panther mask. Right? These are things which we need to do. Think big about things. Let's not stay where we are and do what we do, right? How do we expand this to ensure that we have access to the wealth, to the contacts, to the people who can make a difference, right, for our black community? Because within ourselves and on our own, we're not going to be able to do it. I don't believe that. And why do I say that? For us to be able to be, again, a powerful Africa, right, which is created by Africans, I say this: we have to learn something. We have to learn to love. We have to learn to respect, to trust, and be honest. Of others, of course, but that's not what I'm referring to. We need to love, respect, trust, and be honest of ourselves. When we are those things of ourselves, then we have a foundation that we can share with others. We can allow others to understand that, you know what, this is a safe space because this person operates out of love. This is a safe space because this person is respectful, they're trustworthy, and they're honest. And you see what, if that's how you see me, then you'll do more with me. If that's how I see you, then I'll do more with you. And out of that collective, we now start to build. So I'm encouraging us, okay? Before we look outside, let's look within and ask, are we ready? Are we fit for purpose for the journey and the battle which is ahead of us, right?
Absolutely. 2 minutes.
Do we know ourselves? Who are we, right? What makes us who we are, right? What is our personal agenda? Do we even have one? What do we visualize and therefore manifest? I'm saying these things because for us to work and to create a better Haiti, we have to create a better me, a better you, right? And we need to understand that we are not where we need to be. Accept our failings, our shortcomings. Let's celebrate our successes. Let's celebrate our work, right? But growth always comes out of failings. And so we have to look at where we've gone wrong in the past so we can become better at those things, right? And stronger and more effective in the way we go forward. My name's Tony Harrison, QK Consultancy. If you ever want to speak to me anymore about this, I'll be so blessed to work with the family. Thank you.
We thank you so much, Brother Tony. Wow. Some phenomenal advice and some guidance there. And how can we make Haiti great again was one of the questions that you was asking, such an important question. And what came to my mind, Brother Tony, was something that I read some time ago, and I've still got a sketchy remembrance of it. I think it was Scipio who decided that they wanted to conquer Hannibal and Carthage for Rome, because Hannibal had conquered his father, and he wanted to take back and conquer Hannibal for Rome. And every day for about 20 years, he said, Carthage must fall. And when they greeted each other, they said, Carthage must fall. And I think we need to, every day, when we greet each other, remember Haiti and say, Haiti will be great again. And if every day we are saying it, and our children are saying, you know, that Haiti will be great again, then one day, definitely Haiti will be great again. And, you know, you spoke some hard truths there, the reality about the situation facing our family, the African family, and the situation facing our men as well, and how our men are being disempowered. Some, we know, despite the disempowerment, you know, they are being courageous, they are standing up and they are fighting back. But then there are still too many, you know, of our men who have fallen under the cosh of the Western European Caucasian forces that are out there. And as a result, you know, as a race, we are far weaker than we ought to be. And so we do need the family to come back together again. We do need our men to stand up and be courageous and to be counted. We do need our men, you know, despite the personal challenges that they may be facing, you know, to realize that our future and our hope and our race and our nation is in their hands. And we do need, you know, to put our petty differences aside so that we can come together as a people. And absolutely agree, we need that pride back. And, you know, thanks for offering your services and offering yourself to the community, my brother. I hope people do take you up on that. I'd certainly love to take you up on that as well, because, you know, we need to be encouraging and inspiring our young people to go down the business road. We can't be bringing our children into this world and expecting them to be begging our oppressors for jobs, to be begging our oppressors for handouts. We have got to create the right environment and economic situation for our young people and for future generations to come, if we are going to be that great nation again. So we thank you, Brother Tony, for that presentation there, and for the great works that you and the other men, the other 99 men of the 100 great men that stand alongside you. I need that organization to grow to 1,000 great Black men, because they are out there. So I'm calling that into existence as well. The 1,000 great men of London. Thank you for your works, my brother. I'd like to now call another speaker to address us in a couple of minutes. But before I do that, let me invite our brother Sean to come back in again, because, you know, today is about Haiti. Today is the special anniversary that we are celebrating today. And so it's really, really important that we do give our brother Sean the opportunity throughout the day today to address us. So we call Brother Sean from Mundo Haiti to remind us of the fight, to remind us of the struggle, and to remind us of what's going on in Haiti right now. Brother Sean, are you still with us?
Yes, I'm still with you, my brothers and sisters. Shanice, I'm here.
Okay, great. Let me pick you up. Let me find you. Yes, my brother. Please, for those who are joining us late, please remind us of the situation in Haiti and why we are gathered here today. You know, thank you for all the wonderful guests that you invited to speak on the platform today. But we are mindful also that, you know, the purpose for today's event is to focus on Haiti, is to uplift the Black man, is to uplift the Black family, is to be reminded of what we can be doing to support our brothers and sisters in Haiti.
Well, first of all, I want to thank Brother Elder Lindsay, who is here with us, who is the coordinator of the SPNH, who is the syndicate of the National Police in Haiti. And he accepted to fight with us. And the US Embassy have cut his visa. He can no more travel to the United States because he's supporting our fight, because he's supporting Mundo Haiti, but he still stick with us. And as each of us now in Haiti is facing a difficult situation, and when he used to live very well, very fine, but now he have to move, and his personal situation is the same as us right now, because he just accepted to fight with us. And I'm saying all of this to let you understand, to make a quick picture of what is the situation. When you say no in Haiti to the oppressor, when you say no to what they are doing, and now you are a threat and they want to kill you and they want to do everything to you. So even the inspector of the Haitian National Police was hit by the decision. And I'm still happy because he still stick with us. And I don't know if we'll be able to assist the funeral of our sisters tomorrow. And because he can no more as me working freely, because he's at any moment he can be shot. But this is what is the situation. Because what I want you people understand is what's happening in Haiti is real. And the imperialist media, you won't see what is happening in CNN. You won't see it on HBO, because all they will tell you, they will show you a crew of people burning tire on the street. But what is happening is Haiti is a rich land. Tony, when I'm saying Tony, the border of Hillary Clinton, that means the border of Hillary Clinton is claiming the lead mine, the natural resources on Haiti, has he owned a contract for 26 years to exploit our gold. Bill Clinton, the US former president, actually is in the center of the country. He buy all the land and say the land his land now. The country that says the poorest country of the Western Hemisphere, and they come here to fight to get the land. How come? Haiti is so poor, and now you come, you are killing the people and taking the land. That means I want you people know what is going on, and I want you stay with us, and we really need it. And now, every day, more and more Haitian people are taking concern in what is happening. They are joining the movement. They are joining us, but we need a outside hand. That means we need our Black people in the world. Stay with us. That means we need our Black people spread what is happening in Haiti. We need to start posting and use the internet to let people know what is going on. I say, less than 1 week, they killed 3 of my sisters and they have burned them for nothing, just to say, John, you need to stop. And he's on the news, he's on everywhere. That's mean. But this is why when I talked to you earlier this morning, you asked me, John, how are you doing? I say, I'm doing well. And I have a friend that was by my side. He said, you are not well, John. I say, I'm well, because when the enemy want to kill you is because what you are doing is good. You know, they are trying many ways to put another president. And they still cannot, because we are on the street, we are resist. You understand? So we are not making it easy for them. And they know that. They know that. Haiti, the government that we have now, they are corrupted on their bond. The actual prime minister is one of the he was part of the people that assassinated the ex-president. Can you imagine what the US people is doing to the country? They put criminal on the power is a way to manipulate them, to say, if you don't do that, we will give you injustice in Haiti. That means they have US puppet. And actually now, the justice minister is fighting with the prime minister, and the prime minister asks him to leave the power. He said, if they ask him to leave the power, he will give all the proof that the prime minister was part of the murdering of the ex-president. Can you imagine a country where the US people, now we have the US Army in Haiti, they are digging our land and the north, checking our resources, and nobody can say nothing. 2 weeks ago, Bill Clinton personally come and make his meeting on a land that said, is his land. They are taking our resources and stock it in the US embassy in Haiti. It's not fair. We can't let this happening. We cannot.
We hear you on that, my brother. It's just a matter of time before another Bookman Dottie, before another Dessalines rises to the challenge, my brother. It is a new day. We may not feel as though it's a new day. We may not feel as though change is happening fast enough, but change is definitely happening. The fact that, there is the awareness of what's happening is a major advancement in itself, because 10, 15 years or so ago, we weren't as aware as we were today. And the Haitian people may well have been inviting in the Americans, thinking that they were going to save them. But now we see that they are, the enemies, the ones that are causing the destruction, the ones that are causing the problems, and the ones who are, extortioning and extracting the wealth and the resources out of the country and destabilizing it at the same time. So we're raising awareness as we go. Let me call our brother. Let me see if he's in the house. Our brother spoke very highly of a comrade, a former police officer, soldier in the army, who is supporting the protesters, who is standing with the people. And this is what every single soldier, every single police officer in Haiti needs to do, needs to stand with the people. Their job is to serve and protect the people, not to serve and protect the country's resources for the capitalists who want to exploit it. No, their role is to support the people. Let me call on our brother Inspector Elder Lundy, who is the General Coordinator of the SPNH17. Are you in the house, my brother? Let's take a look. Is our brother in the house? Is our brother Lundy in the house? Okay, it doesn't appear as though I thought he was. Do we have any brothers in the house from the Haiti Police Constabulary?
Yes, I am.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Welcome, welcome, my brother. I'm just trying to locate.
Thank you, but I don't speak English very. I need I need a Clebert to translate to me.
Okay, Brother Sean, can you come back on, please? Brother Sean is on mute at the moment and his camera is off. But we welcome you, Brother Lundy. We will try and get Brother Sean. Brother Sean, do we have anybody else who'd be able to translate for us? Do we have anyone who might be able to translate for us? Any
Clebert.
Where has he gone? Okay. Oh, good. Okay, good. Sean, we need you to translate for us. I'm just going to spotlight both of you. We've got our brother Lundi in the house who's going to be addressing us now. Let me, and if you can keep your camera on, that would be good. So just a moment, let me find our brother and bring him to the front of house. Okay. Welcome, brother Lundi.
Oui, m'a salué nous tous qui sous panel là. M'pa kon si Clebert a traduit pour moi parce que nous connaissons pas vraiment parler anglais.
Sean, please translate for us. I think he must be having, yeah, Sean, please.
Yes, je suis capable
translate.
de nous plus ou moins, mais parler anglais n'est pas trop facile pour moi. I can hear you, but I don't speak English very well. You understand me?
I can understand your English perfectly.
But Jean Clebert is not here.
Yes, he is here.
Translate for me?
He's here now. Please unmute yourself. Oh, sorry. He's just,
okay.
I think he's having a little bit of technical difficulty, but hopefully he will be right back in a very short while. But please go ahead and we will listen to you keenly.
Ok, moi là, moi disponible, moi vraiment voulais parler, moi voulais communiquer avec vous, avec nous tous qui sont panel là, mais par contre si interprète là prêt pour ta traduire pour moi.
Let me get Sean back to translate. We are definitely going to need him. Brother Sean, are you there? I don't know what's happened. I think he went out to come back in again because he was experiencing some technical difficulty. As soon as he is back, we will be able to have him do the translation for us. Right, he's just trying to come back through the door now. Thank you, everyone, for your patience. Sometimes we do have technical difficulties from our African and Caribbean countries, and it's an absolute disgrace to think that these are the countries that the minerals come from for the technology that we use, and they have the biggest challenges accessing it. Brother Sean, let me just check that we're able to hear you.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, we're hearing you now, my brother. Please translate for us. We have our brother Lundi, who's going to address us now, but we need you to translate. Thank you.
Brother Deola?
Ouais, moi là.
Ok, on va continuer.
Ok, m'a salué chaque monde qui sous panel là.
Greetings to everyone who is in the panel.
Et pour moi-même, c'est un plaisir pour après-midi, moi, avec un pile monde qui croit dans le changement, qui croit que Haïti est capable de sortir côté lié, je dis.
I'm so delighted to be among a lot of people that believe in the future of Haiti and that Haiti can change to become great again.
Et je dis, pays d'Haïti a traversé une crise que nous pas qu'à joindre non pour nous identifier. Mais en dépit de tout, le nous garder à l'horizon, nous est quand même gain l'espoir.
There is no word to describe what is going on in Haiti at this moment, but we still have hope when we see there is people outside, black people that take with us.
Moi-même, lundi janvier, moi, c'est un inspecteur de 27 ans de carrière dans la police nationale d'Haïti.
I'm a police inspector with 27 years of experience in the national police.
Travail que je fais pendant toute l'année, ça li résumé à un travail côté que me défendre ça policier qui pi faible, policier qui pi maltraité, policier que yo pas vraiment pour prendre pour rien en dans la police.
And all will the use of my work I defend the police people, the police officer that was abused and that have no right into the police force in Haiti.
Parce que police nationale d'Haïti que n'a regardé là, li composé de plusieurs éléments que yo prend, yo mette en dani, côté que il est très difficile pour une réunion corps de police homogène qui pour ta travail pour développement pays.
And there's a lot of challenges, but the challenges were designed because there's a lot of unit to the police, and all the units belong to someone, and that makes difficult for the Haitian National Police work to the development of Haiti, work to give a good service to the population.
Si m'a fonti élaborer, je suis capable de dire que la police nationale d'Haïti a gen reste moun qui était sorti dans l'armée yo. Li gen on série de moun qui était réfugié, qui allé réfugié Guantanamo, yo ba yo formation yo mette yo dans police là. Gagné un peu moun qui était Regina au Canada, qui était sorti Regina, yo lagé yo dans police là. Après ça, gagné un pile jeune en Haïti qui était dans la faculté ou qui était l'école, qui était toute activité ou vient entrer en dans police ça qui campé nous venir jeudi.
Brother Sean? Okay, not sure what just happened there. Brother Sean, we need you here to translate for us. Okay, there. We seem to have lost our brother from the video, but hopefully he'll be right back. I was slightly distracted there. Brother Sean, we need you to translate for us. And as soon as he is able to come back, we will continue. Okay, looks as though he's offline altogether now. It looks as though he got up from where he was sitting, and you know, I find it a bit strange that he just happened to get up in the middle of that translation there. My brother Lundi, we're gonna have to come back to you. You were, you know, giving us some really important information there about the way that the police is structured in Haiti and the challenges that you have supporting and looking after the people. And we really wanted to hear from you, but we need our brother Sean to translate. So we will come back to you, my brother Lundi, if that's okay with you. When our brother Sean returns, we will come back to you. Thank you. Sorry about the situation here at the moment, but we have to wait for our brother Jean to come back, and then we will be able to continue hearing from my brother Lundi. Unfortunately, we don't have anyone else here who can translate. So while we wait for our brother to return, our brother Jean to return, let me call to the front our brother Dr. Abu from Galaxy Afiri Radio. Dr. Abu, welcome.
Vudum family.
Vudum, Dr. Abu. Let me
Yeah, man. Respect to all the speakers, those that speak already and those to come. You know, it's a historical day. It's a historical event, and we are facing some horrible time. You know, we talk about what we should do and what should happen, but we have to remember what Bookman Duty said. Show a way. You understand? That is what take them to a independent Haiti, a free Haiti, by just throwing away. You understand? And today, not only Haiti alone, many, many Africans still pick up the things them that the oppressor give to them. So sometimes we are responsible. We, at this present time, are responsible for even what happened to us some of the time. You know, we have to have courage. It takes courage. Brother Tony asked what it takes for us to unite. He said pride. I said courage, truth. Without truth, you cannot unite. And this is what we as African people lack. Truth. To even speak the truth of ourselves. And sometimes it's not a fault of us, but it's our miseducation. Because the Western education never educates us to do for us. The Western education never helps us to restore ourselves. It only fixes us to work for them. And we even end up fix us to even kill one another. But as I said, you know, it takes courage, you know, for that policeman. It takes courage, Brother Sean, to stand up, you know, against all the atrocity that you people face. You know, I am a child of the Windrush generation. I am a child of them. Some great people. The great people that I know that put the great back into Britain. The great people that I know that saved the Caribbean from bankrupt. A lot of us, we doesn't think about that. That pioneer generation did have unity in them. When Jamaican come here, they married to Barbados, and Barbados married to St. Lucia, and that, and that, and that. We lack, and we are talking about you. They see what need to be done and do it. And we are their children here in the UK, which some of us don't even want to even call their name. You know, we rather talk about fictitious things than the primary source. You know, when we talk about Bookman Duty and Dessalines, we have historical evidence to prove that, ain't us? We can go there and find historical record to prove that these men exist. But still yet, we're running around talking about Abraham and Moses and all of these things, and not one of them come to us. Did Abraham come to you during the Haitian Revolution? Eh? Did Abraham or Moses come to any one of us during the Brixton Uprising and all of these things? Eh? But this is what I'm saying. The majority of African people around the world is addicted to white privilege. They are a junkie blood. And how can we talk about unity when we don't have proper counseling, how to get our people out of that addicted state? Eh? As the brother said, are we gonna tell them about Haiti and the lies that the European tell us? Are we gonna really educate ourselves, affricate ourselves, that we can see and find solution within ourselves? I'm involved in our station, Galaxy Afiwi, and it takes courage. It takes courage to be a part of Galaxy Afiwi. You understand? Because we are fighting for the liberation of our people. You know, we are in a country where our people are paying television license, but still they ain't getting nothing, either from the radio or the television that represent them. You will never hear this what we're talking about now on the DDC, and we're paying for it. And the reason why they treat us like that is the lack of unity amongst ourselves. We have to collectively move to a more collective wealth, and then we see a better collective health amongst ourselves. We, children of the kidnapped people, we African people, have to have some pride in ourselves. You know, see it, you know? Once we put a group together, you know, with courage, we can bring Haiti to the world, Lion. You understand? But it takes courage. It doesn't matter the number. You understand? Because many things start with a few. And if we stand up, just like our parents, when they come to this country and see and face what they have to face, you understand? And stand up, I wouldn't not be here today to even talk about Haiti. If it wasn't for those wonderful pioneer generation, our parents, I wouldn't even know nothing about Haiti. You understand? Much less other things that we're talking about. So we here in the UK have a great role to play in bringing in change. You understand? As I said, it's not Haiti alone, you know. It's not we alone. The African government, them, should be paying attention to Haiti. Because Haiti is a child of those kidnapped people. You understand? And it's a shame to know that Haiti is going through what it's going through, and not one of these African countries can stand up and say, Haiti, we are with you. Publicly, you know, I don't mean under the table, publicly. And it's the same thing with us here, children of the kidnapped people. We are a people without our own blood. And the truth, me, I tell you. We are a people without a home. Because when we go back to Africa, we have to be careful that we don't get back deported to where, you understand? This is what's taking place. So the arrow that Haiti is facing is the same arrow that we are facing right around the world, Iron. You understand? And if we don't bring support towards Haiti and bring support to many of our brothers and sisters that is in prison in Africa because they're talking for the basic human rights. This is what we have to look on. And what gives me the courage to even sit here talking like this is those pioneer generation, the greatest people I ever know. And many of you who are dear children will shout other people and say the other thing. And this is wrong. This is wrong when we're giving up the primary source of information, the historical history that we have here in the UK. But we rather import history than highlight these people. How can I come here telling you about Joshua who turned down the wall of Jericho when I don't know the fellow, but I know Simeon who burned down some institution here in Babylon? You understand? To make I and I can be here, even talking to you today. We have to have courage, my people. We have to have courage.
Absolutely.
Truth. We have to be truthful with ourselves and come out of the state of, we are in a state of denial, blood. And I'm saying that Abaratata, is saying that I'm recovering from white privilege addiction because every test that we take in life is to please white people. What we are doing right now, you know, is passing our tests because we make the time, the effort to be here to address some of the issues them that affect us. So I give thanks to each and every one, our brothers and our sisters, you understand, that right across the globe, that share our concern and our support and our heart. Vudum.
Vudum, Dr. Abu, we give thanks to you too, Ashe. And as you say, you know, it's all about courage, and we've got to look to ourselves and look to each other for that courage and to be truthful to one another as well. And absolutely agree with you that African governments do have a bigger role to play and do need to intervene, you know, wherever their people are in the world, and also need to be providing, you know, a home for those of us who want to return home to Mama Africa. So our brother Sean hasn't returned as yet. It's very concerning because, you know, I don't think we should underestimate, you know, the danger that our brother, you know, places himself in just to do even a conference like this. Most of us, you know, we live in parts of the world where we have freedom of speech, but, you know, for the people of Haiti, it's not like that. Our brother just had to get up from his chair and leave the room right in the middle of translating. And, you know, I'm ringing him on his phone and unable to get a response. So it's very concerning indeed. So our brother Lundi, I don't know if you can put in a call to see if, you know, to check on our brother to make sure that all is well where he is. And, you know, if you are able to reach him. Let me just acknowledge everybody that's watching us live by YouTube. We thank you so much for locking in. It's wonderful to have you in the house. We've got so many family members communicating to us in the chat. Thank you so much. We have our brother Faru, we have brother Kwame, brother Amin Man, we have lots of conversations going on with Mr. IC3 Black in the house as well. Lots of questions and conversations that our brothers and sisters are having between each other as well. And everyone agreeing that we as a people need to be 100% behind Haiti. And brother Epacho is saying Black people in Haiti, great again. Yes, we have to make Haiti great again. And Heyman's asking, was Bookman Dottie from the Gula Wars sent to help Haiti? I don't know, but I do know that he was from Jamaica and he went down to Haiti. And he was one of those that was at the forefront of sparking that infamous revolutionary event that happened way back in about 1791 or so, that led to Haiti being the first African independent nation. We want to rise up those of you in the chat who are, you know, complimenting the speakers, acknowledging what they're saying. Thank you so much. And for all of your thanks, everyone's saying thanks, you know, thanks for raising awareness, thanks for making us know, informing us about what's happening in Haiti. Yes, please take the news, please do take the messages to your family and friends, and please let's remember that Haiti must be great again. Okay, without further ado, let me go over to the next speaker who we have for you, our brother Ziziwe, coming to you all the way from America. Brother Ziziwe, I saw that you did have to leave us for a little while. Let me just check. Yes, you are back with us now. Brother Ziziwe, we welcome you. Welcome, my brother.
Sister Shanice, do we have the ability to hit the translation button for those folks who don't necessarily speak English?
Not at the moment. Unfortunately,
Facebook.
Brother Sean would have been doing that job, but I just need him to come back.
Okay, let me start off with this. Until the philosophy which hold one race superior and another inferior is finally and permanently discredited and abandoned, and until there's no longer first class and second class citizens of any nation. And those of us who know that song, that's a song by Bob Marley. It was actually a speech that was done by the great Emperor Haile Selassie of Ethiopia. In that speech, Haile Selassie did an analysis of the whole world.
Just want to let everyone know that our brother Sean is back in their house. So
Thank you.
worrying. You know, every day is a
We're
worry
so
in
happy.
Haiti, I tell you. I just needed to let everybody know because I'm sure
No
most
problem.
of us were
No
worried
problem.
as I was. Okay, Kat, sorry to interrupt you there. Please continue.
So in that speech, Haile Selassie did a global analysis. It is so important for us to have the correct analysis. It's like a doctor does a diagnosis of a patient. If he does the incorrect diagnosis of a patient, he can harm the patient, cause further harm. But if he has the correct diagnosis, he can cure the patient. So we have to have the correct analysis of what's going on in the world, like the great Emperor Haile Selassie did in 1935. And when it comes to Haiti, we have to understand that when Haiti became independent in that struggle that started in 1791 and finally became independent in 1804, there was a group of nations who came and reestablished Haiti as being dependent in 1806. This was a group of nations that are the same group that dominate Haiti today. The core group, that is United States of America, France, England, Spain, these countries are the same ones who comprise the core group that dominate Haiti today. But why is it that they can dominate Haiti so? My organization is the All African People's Revolutionary Party. We would tell you right off the top, it's a question of power. That great revolutionary Kwame Ture, formerly Stokely Carmichael, he called for Black power in 1966 in the United States of America. He was absolutely correct. It's a question of power. How is it that certain countries can sanction countries anywhere in the world and cause so much death and devastation to any country in the world, like what was done in Libya, when a group of nations got together and overthrew the most prosperous nation in Africa? And today our people are being sold on the auction block in Libya. How is it that a certain group of nations or one nation can tell another country who you can trade with, who you can buy from? And if you don't do it, they can apply sanctions and starve your people. Why is that? It's a question of power. So when we do this analysis and look at what's going on in the world today, we know it's a question of power where a group of nations or one nation has been able to dominate the world. And this has a long history. Centuries ago, this process started. In our organization, the All African People's Revolutionary Party, we make sure our number one area of study is history, as the great Malcolm X taught us that out of all our studies, history is best able to reward our research. So these people who dominate the world today, these people who invade countries and overthrow governments whenever they get ready, these same governments, these same nations are devastating Haiti, so much so that people are dying on a regular basis in Haiti. Not only in Haiti, throughout Africa, not only in Africa, in America, in Europe, African people are dying. So we are at war. That's one of the most important aspects we have to understand in our analysis. We are at war, and we've been at war for hundreds of years against a small few who want to maintain power. And this same small group maintain power over Africa, Haiti, and many other countries. So in order to free Haiti, which is the correct name for Haiti, we have to have an international power enough power on an international scale to free Haiti. Assata Shakur, who was a Black Panther member in New Jersey and managed to escape to Cuba, and she lives there today. She says that imperialism is an international force of oppression, and therefore we must have an international movement to destroy imperialism. She's absolutely correct. She's absolutely correct. We have to have ourselves organized on an international basis. There's no doubt today, with these groups of people and nations who have the power to do what they do to Haiti, and they could do these kinds of things all over the world to African people, we have to fight them on an international scale. Here in the United States of America, they kill us on a daily basis. The police, they shot a brother 60 times in Akron, Ohio, which is close to where I live at. They shoot children 12 years old or younger at the drop of a hat. They overthrow governments in Africa. The French overthrew 26 governments. Right now today, what do we have in Africa? We have 29 US military bases occupying Africa. But also in our analysis, we know that there's positive and negative in everything. Despite the fact that these people who dominate the world are doing it with impunity, like the current president of the United States, Joe Biden, once upon a time, you know what he had the nerve to say? He said that if Haiti fell into the ocean, that would be insignificant. This is what he said. This is how they view Haiti. And when Haiti became independent in 1804, the government of the United States, and the other European capitalist countries wanted to punish Haiti to make an example to the whole world that if you dare to stand up to us, this is what we will do. But we have to have unity worldwide among our people and with our allies, because this power that we're facing, these enemies that we face, we have to know the enemy. That's the first art of war. Know the enemy. And we know this enemy is falling. If you see what's going on recently in the world, the enemy is scrambling to hold on to power. Kwame Nkrumah, that great revolutionary Pan-Africanist, he wrote a book called The Handbook of Revolutionary Warfare, where he called for the building of the All African People's Revolutionary Party. He said that this party must be a mass party. When we say mass party, we mean we want to include every aspect of our people, our women, our youth, the people who produce food, the people who do all kinds of things. We all want them to be part of one gigantic party. We want to recruit every African into our party. We must have political power. And there's no other way around it unless we organize the masses of African people. And we also know this in our analysis, that land is the basis of all freedom, justice, and equality. We have to have a land base. We say Africa is primary, but without a doubt, Haiti is part of Africa, just like Cuba, just like other countries with these large African populations. They are satellites of Africa. And they can't be free unless Africa is free. And Africa can't be free unless they are free. So we have to unite together. We have to build one power base. We have to build one giant organization such that if they touch us in Haiti, we're going to penalize them in Africa. If they touch us in the United States, we're going to penalize them in Haiti. Malcolm X says that you can't understand what's going on in Mississippi unless you understand what's going on in the Congo. He said you can't understand what's going on in Mississippi unless you understand what's going on in the Congo. By the same token, you can't understand what's going on in the Congo unless you understand what's going on in Haiti. It's the same thing for our people wherever we are in the world. We got the same enemy wherever we are in the world. And once we have the correct analysis about who our enemy is, and we know our enemy, we must build organization, mass organization, which is going to take shock troops who are very clear about who they are. And we are African people who are very much astute about our history and our culture, who are very much willing to do whatever is necessary for the African Revolution. So this is what the All African People's Revolutionary Party is dedicated to. And we salute the people of Haiti who have been standing strong for years, for centuries, against these imperialist forces, all working together to make sure Haiti stays destabilized. You know, they kidnapped the president, overthrew President Aristide a couple of times. They assassinate the leaders. They kill people on a regular. Then they install who they want to be in there, the puppet governments in Haiti. The core group, they're mining all the minerals. Haiti sits on a tectonic plate, if everybody understands what I mean. It's right in a strategic area in the Caribbean where you have these big plates that make up the world clashing right there where Haiti is. And thus you have these very rich raw mineral resources in the mountains in Haiti, the iridium and other raw resources. And so these European capitalist imperialist countries have been manipulating the world for centuries, especially Africa, because Africa is the richest continent on earth. And they do the same thing in Haiti, same thing in Congo, other places. They use international institutions to justify it. They had the United Nations in Haiti for years, spreading cholera. My understanding, maybe 30,000 people died of cholera because of the United Nations, which is an imperialist institution that these European capitalist nations created to maintain power in the world. The same United Nations does the same dirty work throughout Africa, same dirty work in Europe, same dirty work throughout the world in the interests of a few powerful nations that are exploiting the masses of African people throughout the world. But that day is almost done. We know it's coming to an end. There's no doubt. If you look at what's going on, it's clear. But what they try to do is to fool the people with information through propaganda. They make you think that your interest is the same as theirs. They make you think that they're all powerful, all seeing and all knowing. But the fact of the matter is, once we unify our people, once we have one unified Africa, once we unify the people in Haiti, in Haiti, in America, in Europe, those of us who are Africans, those are people who fight for justice who are non-Africans. Once we all get together and act as one powerful force, we can get rid of the enemy, the sooner the better. We want to thank you. We say, Viva Haiti, Viva!
Viva!
Viva Haiti, Viva!
Viva! Viva Haiti, Viva!
Viva
Ashe,
Haiti.
Ashe, Ashe.
Thank you very much.
so
Asante
much.
Sana.
Asante Sana. Thank you so much, Brother Ziziwe. Absolutely awesome to hear from you there. And, you know, we agree. It's so important to have the correct analysis. And as has been said by you and in the chat and in the YouTube chat, we have to take back control of our education. We have to educate our children. They're saying in the chat, educate our children. Within 20 years, you know, we will be bringing forward a totally different generation of people who will know exactly what they need to be doing to take back
Sister
control.
Shanice,
Yes.
I'm sorry, I meant to tell you all this part. When Haiti overthrew the government of France, General Toussaint Louverture, he was a master organizer in terms of political military coordination. This is why he was able to do what he did. And the state of Haiti was the example to the world that everybody followed that model. When they overthrew the French and the other colonial governments, the imperialist governments, they set the stage for all the revolutions. There's never been a successful revolution until the one that happened in Haiti. So I'm sorry for interrupting, but I had to mention that point. And so now today, our organization is trying to get together the political military coordination to liberate Africa and Haiti and the world. Because once you liberate Africa, you liberate the whole of humanity. Thank you.
Ashe, ashe, ashe. So thank you for reminding us of the importance of military organization, military strategy. It's critical. They had that in Haiti, and it was fundamental and core to its success. And it's something that's been denied of all the African countries. And you started off at the outset of your presentation, Brother Ziziwe, by reminding us of the number of American bases that's actually on African soil. I mean, how ludicrous and how dangerous is that to have, you know, your former oppressor, your enemy, your exploiter, you know, with their military in your backyard. I mean, we've got to be out of our right mind. We really absolutely have to. But, you know, things are still changing, and we agree with you. They're not as powerful as they make out to be. Yes, they can pick us off one by one, but they can't pick off the vision. The vision is still there. I'd like to bring back Brother Jean. I seem to have lost Brother Lundi, unfortunately. Hopefully he will come back. Brother Sean, I wonder if you could give Brother Lundi a call offline and see if you can bring him on. We've got.
I'm trying to join him. So it maybe he's facing the same problem that I'm facing now. As you can see it, I'm on another side. So I have to take a motorbike to move on another side. So that is it. No, it's not, you know, what is happening. This is what I'm trying to let the world know and understand. That's mean this is a war. We are at war. That's mean they have, we are on 2022. That means internet is still a big deal in Haiti. Electricity is still a big deal. That means you can't progress. You can't use PayPal. There is some credit card that you still cannot use. That means you cannot make business. You can make nothing. You understand? That means this was going on. That means I could make this conference and enough because I wasn't enough. I have to come to the capital, which is took me 8 hours to be here. And when I'm here, I'm still facing the same problem. That is what is happening. And what is happening, as I always saying, is designed. You understand? This isn't the situation that we are now. This is the situation.
Yes, my brother, but you know what? We will work with the tools that we have available to us. We will work with the resources that we have available to us. In the days of the late great Marcus Messiah Garvey, there was no internet, you know, there was no social media, but nevertheless, they were able to accomplish much. During the days of Bookman Doty, Toussaint Louverture, Dessalines, you know, Cecile Fatima, there was no internet, you know, there was no social media, but they were able to communicate with their brothers and sisters nationally and, you know, defeat the enemy. So we have to, you know, somehow be able to tap back into those creative sources and energies that we have in order to, you know, bring to fruition that which we want to accomplish. We are now at the top of the hour for the show. I just want to give you the last word, Brother Jean, but before I do, I want to thank everybody in the audience that has joined us this evening for your contribution and your discussions in the audience. Lots of conversations been going on there, lots of support for what's being said. and reminders that Haiti will be great again. I also want to acknowledge everybody that joined us on Zoom. Thank you so much for joining us on Zoom, to each and every one of you, to our speakers who contributed to today's discussion. We thank you so much, Elder Lundi. Although we didn't get to hear all of what you had to say, I think we're going to have to bring that brother back, you know, so that we can hear from him. It's so important to hear the voice of somebody who's got experience in security. Brother Tony, we thank you so much. Brother Tony Bowen and Brother Tony Harris, thank you so much. Dr. Abu, we thank you. Brother Ziziwe, we thank you so much for all the support that you have all been providing to our brother Jean. And I think it's important, you know, that we recognize the dilemma and the challenges that Haiti is facing, and that we all, you know, in whatever capacity that we can, you know, assist Haiti, that we do that. Last year we had a great and successful fundraiser. You know, if we get the support from the community, we will happily do something like that again, because it takes money to move. Our brother just said he spent 8 hours traveling from where he was just to get to the capital so that he could have access to Wi-Fi. You know, there's a cost involved and costs involved in all of that. So if we can support in any way, we need to do so. Brother Sean, let me go over to you for the last words and ask you to just remind us of the situation in Haiti and why is that we need to be supporting and remembering Haiti on a daily basis.
And I'm thanking you all to be here, and I'm thanking all the people on the internet, on Facebook, who is with us. And once more, I'm saying that Haiti need to stand up. How Brother Tony Harrison said it, all Haiti need to be great again. And when Haiti be great again, Africa will be great again, and all the Black people and the world will be great again. But yes, and as you can see it, we are struggling. But even we're struggling, we're still resisting. And I have many young people that, and I say not only young, but many men and women in Haiti, they know the truth now, and they are ready for the fight. As you can see, Brother Lundy, who is after 27 years of serve career on the National Haitian Police, and he joined us. And now he wanna be part of the fight, and many other people as him are coming. We have a former senator that they are seeing the truth, and now they are saying they know the enemy. This is one of the most important things in a fight and a combat is know who is your enemy, who the enemy are. And is once you know who are your enemies and you can start fighting, you will study his weakness and to know how to attack him. And it was not easy to get at the level that we are now. You understand? So we lost a lot of things, but we know it's for the cause. And what our war is a good war, is the war of the Black people. And this is why you Black people need to know this no matter is not a question of nationality. No, it's more than that. It's not Haitian, it's not Ghanaian, it's not people from Ivory Coast. It's a people of the Black race. It's a question of the Black race. It's a question of African all over the world. We need to come together. Let's start with Haiti. So one of the most important reasons of the conference, I want all of you, I'm talking as the panelists, Brother Zizwe, Sister Shanice, Tony Harrison, Brother Tony, and Dr. Abu, please, let's take responsibility with me, because we are putting on leg a school in Haiti, and we already have the land, we already have the space. We need to have a center where people can come learn, not the Western education. We'll start teaching them about our spirituality. We will teach them about mathematics, but not mathematics as the Occident, the Western, but everything come out from Africa. You understand? We already have some teachers all over the world, some Pan-Africanist people that want to teach, and we count already on the support of the all African on your organization, but as this way, as you told us, ideology.
Thank
but
you.
now we need to have a place where we can receive those people to teach them. That means that need money, that require money. And I want all the panelists, we find a way, or we can make a quick fundraising to receive those people. Because as you say, the enemy, they have more money than us. They have the police force with us. They have everyone with us. But we only have the spirit of our ancestors. We only have our what we believe in. And we know that it's a matter of time because the hegemony is finishing. And
Yes.
this is now we need to act. We can't no more cross our head and look what is happening to our people. And this is what is it. Let's take responsibility. Let's help me put a fundraising together. I'm asking you to Brother Abu, Brother Zizwe, and Sister Shanice, Tony Harrison. Let's see how we can make something to raise funds and start building the center. We already have the space. We have bought the space. We bought a space. We saved money for 5 years now. We finally have our own space for Mundo Haiti. But now let's see how we can do that and understand. So to finish, I was very happy to be here. And this is an historical conference, but it's just a beginning. It's just a beginning.
Viva Haiti, viva! Viva Haiti,
Haiti.
viva! Viva Haiti, viva!
Viva, viva.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Brother Sean. We've heard the call, you know, for a fundraiser. We've heard the call for help and support. We've heard the call, you know, for us to stand with Haiti. And we certainly hope that everybody who has tuned into this conference today will respond.
One last word. Sorry, Sister Shanice. And
Okay.
if anyone has the possibility, he can assist us on the funeral tomorrow. That would be great, because you know, right now, next 2 hours, I have to move back to Cape Haitian, which will take me 8 hours again. And if anyone have the possibility that can assist us on the funeral of the three sisters, it would be great, you know, because we are doing it codedly. That means we can't make it openly, so we are afraid that the people, the government set the gang again to shoot people at the funeral. And we have to reserve a private space for this. And everything is costing the money that we don't have. That's when they shoot our people, they are killing us, and we cannot even make the funeral openly. We have to reserve private places to do it, and many of the owners of the places don't want to receive us of the fear that they come and burn the space. This is all that what we are facing here, but we're still resisting, my sister.
Ashe, thank you so much. My brother, let me leave the line open for 2 minutes so that you can actually post in the chat where people can make their donations and how people can make their donations. Can you put your your bank account details in the chat, please? Brother Dave, I put you on mute and you've unmuted yourself. You're causing a bit of a disturbance, my brother. So I've muted you again. Please don't unmute yourself. Thank you so much. Yeah, so we'll just allow our brother time to put his bank account details in the chat so that I can also post that in live on YouTube as well. So you can make your donations by MoneyGram or by Western Union. The information is coming through now. Just going over to YouTube. Thanks everybody in YouTube. I'm just going to post the details from our brother Sean here in YouTube as well. Positive Flows is saying thank you for your strength and discipline to make it to the show. Yes, we do thank you, brother Sean. Mama Haiti, brother Kwame is saying, Amin Man is saying Bookman was sent like 007 to help Haiti trust. We need more 007. Man them, man them, man them, man them, man them. You need to practice some art, some skills, you know, and just some training. You know, somebody was saying actually, man, they need to do some training and stand up. You know, we need some 007s in the house. Brother Kwame saying, Ashe, Sister Shanice, we must inspire our babies in order for them to prosper. Yes, indeed. Great African men and women in the world, we need you to stand up. We need you to unite. We need to be protecting each other. Brother Amin is saying, if we don't do that, then we have to forget it. Absolutely agree. We have to be protecting and supporting each other. Our brother, let me just check, has posted his details in the chat. So let me just copy that over to YouTube as well. Do I have anybody on the Zoom that would like to say a few words before we close? Let me just throw the line open and allow anyone who wants to say a few words. Just raise your hand in the chat and I will bring you forward. Or just take yourself off mute and so that we can hear from you. Is there anybody live on Zoom who'd like to contribute?
Yes,
okay,
Sister
go
Kate.
ahead. Go ahead.
Who first?
Yes, Brother Julius here.
Go ahead, Brother Julius. Welcome, welcome.
Yes, welcome to the panel. And it's quite an interesting program. And especially you get my brother from Haiti, the family from Haiti, and even from Jamaica, the production and the nutrition problem we've got, which we have seen all these things them before, just for our people them to aware of it. And when you talk about the nutrition problem, I would like Jamaica as well to pay attention that these people don't come and put something on the soil, which they have done to one of the French-speaking Caribbean country before, and this bring a big problem, and the people begin to develop what you call the problem with men. I forgot the name just slipped out of me. Which the men experience. Yeah, you know. So this was the problem. This is something that you have to notice about. And then the problem that is happening as well in Haiti is, I wonder why the Americans and why the British are here saying they're fighting against Russia, when it's the same thing they're doing to our brothers and our sisters them in the other land. We should be putting on the flag of Haiti as well, around our house, around ourselves. We have all these flags them on us to stop the disastrous things they're doing right in Haiti, because we should make this known to them, and we hang it on our doors them as well, on our windows, even in our cars. We should be driving along. We show these people that this is what you are doing to Haiti, and we are going to come up louder than that. So to my brothers and sisters in Haiti, remember, we are with you, and we are going to be the voice to go on with this fight, because it's wrong what they're doing. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brother Julius. Thank you so much. That's a great idea. We need to get the Haitian flag, be flying it in our windows and in our car. So putting it out there, and even if some of us make the effort to do that, it would be an awesome, fantastic move. Do I have anybody else in the Zoom meeting who would like to say a few words in support, in solidarity? Yes. Who is that, please?
It is I. We are at war. Zizaway.
Zizaway, welcome. Welcome back.
We are at war. We are at war. We must become organized. Organization is the key. In order to defeat this enemy, we have to have unity. Unity presupposes organization. Unity presupposes organization. All of the great revolutionaries were master organizers in themselves. And of course, we say the masses are the makers of history. Marcus Garvey, Dr. King, Claudia Jones, Assata Shakur, they cannot do anything by themselves as individuals. It takes thousands and thousands and millions of us working together in unity, especially at this stage and age in human development. It takes masses of people to bring about the necessary changes that's going to finally liberate humanity from the scourge of greed by a small few, also known as the capitalist imperialist system. Thank you very much.
Right. Thank you so much. So I want to thank everybody who's been watching us via YouTube. I want to thank everybody who's been involved in the presentations today, in the speeches, in the discussion. For those of you that's joined us via Zoom, we thank you so much. We look forward to you continuing to support our brother Jean. I've posted his bank account details in YouTube, in the YouTube chat, and also he's posted his details here on Zoom. Hopefully by now you've had the opportunity to write off those details, and every mickle meka muckle, as we say. If it's even £5 that you can send, you know, if all of us sends £5, that will definitely contribute towards the funeral costs that they are having now to try and find some funds to do. To Brother More, I saw you in the chat earlier. I look forward to your presentation on my radio show tomorrow. To those of you that are going to be joining me on the Big G Galaxy Afiwi, you can join us via Zeno. Just put in Galaxy Afiwi, and you will be able to get that radio station that Dr. Abu is also a part of. My show is 10 a.m. UK time. And we've got a bit of time with our brother Marmar. So it's Marmar University. We're going to be homing in on when we as Africans were ruling Europe. So we're looking at our role in the Roman Empire. There's so much for us to learn because, you know, throughout our history, we as a people, we have been led by, you know, nationalism. We've been led by religion. We've been led by tribalism. We've been led, you know, by, you know, so many different ideologies that has divided us and has seen us fight against each other. You know, just like today, there's some of us who are on the side of the imperialists and oppressing their own people. There were those of us who were in the Roman army. There were those of us in everybody else's army fighting down their own people. And we, as Dr. Abu reminded us in his presentation, have to accept that we have been the source of our own downfall time and time again. But it's time that we learn from our history. It's time that we stop making the same mistakes again. So gotta leave you there. Look forward to you joining me on my show tomorrow morning on the Big G Galaxy FOE. And I will be going live again tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. UK time. We have Dr. Kafusa in the house with another phenomenal presentation. So more love, family, more strength. Let's
Ready for revolution.
Haiti
Viva Haiti,
viva!
viva! Viva
Haiti
Haiti, viva!
Again.
Ready for
Haiti
revolution.
Ready for the revolution. Haiti will be great again. One love, family. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Sister Shanice out of here for now.
Ashe,
One
thank
love,
you so
Prince.
much.
One love, PACF, PFCF.
Yes.
One love, Brother Icon, Brother Tony, to everybody in the house. More